ruckus.
Make a ruckus roll.
Roll a persuasion check for me.
Oh, natural 19. Okay. So that'd be an 18.
Beautiful.
Yay! Not persuasive, I'm just intelligent.
So you have your little Independence Day speech. Today is our Independence Day!
Today is your Independence Day!
Everyone gets all psyched up. Yeah!
Brontosaurus, a little slow, but...
And they'll shout our battle cry. Boom! Boom! Shaka-laka-laka boom! 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 Shaka-laka boom! Boom! Shaka-laka boom! Boom!
Or Muppet Treasure Island, where it's like, boom, shaka-laka. And by the end of it, they're just like, boom, shaka-laka-laka, boom, shaka.
So you're able to get them all pumped up. The plan begins without a hitch. The stegos kind of go out. Oops.
Oh, we stumbled into the wrong clearing.
Oh no.
Look at all the raptors.
I smell like uncle.
The basting, like rub basting all over them.
One of the Stegosaurus just starts going.
Because they're just painted like "Eat Me" on the side of one of them.
Oh, well, it doesn't say Egypt. Let's go, let's go!
So yes, pretty much anything that you can see that looks human quickly alters its shape into a raptor. The raptors all start to very quickly close in on the stegos.
It's a big meal.
The stegos quickly, like originally you're like, yeah, just lumber in and you can keep it slow, kind of running. They lumber in, and then the second they all start the shapeshift, they just turn around and start just hauling ass. Like, what the fuck are we doing? 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 And the raptors, doesn't matter that the stegos are running as fast as they can, because the raptors are just instantly starting to close on them. Tristan, I would like you to make me a
Guidance.
I was gonna say, if anything, if you need the signal, like I'll pop daylight.
Yeah, just do couldn't think of.
Charisma.
Well, I was thinking intelligence check. What are the skills under intelligence? You got investigation.
Investigation, nature, religion, history, arcana.
Just make an intelligence check for me.
Oh, guidance on that.
Yep.
Nice.
So 19.
Okay. It's kind of more for like the timing of like, and go! To time it out right.
Hold.
Yep.
Hold.
Some of them like,
Hold.
All troops, wait for.
You time it very well. The three horns come busting out, full on charge, and just start impaling raptors all over the place. They quickly plow right through like the chunk of the ranks, stop, pivot, start doing their little wide U-turn and start coming back around and try to get like the tail end of it. Brontosaurus start to come in and start just kind of trampling behind. Everything seems to be going off without a hitch. I mean, there's random raptors that are quickly seeing like, this is a bad ambush!
we immediately regret our decision. They're using our own tactics against us.
They're not allowed to use our tricks. This is bullcrap. We flank from the sides. That's our move.
Son of a bitch! They just clever girled us.
So one of the three horns comes. The one that Tristan was already on kind of starts doing a little like taxi pickup and quickly starts getting around and picking you all up and guns it for the temple.
And do all the rest of them start charging into the village as well?
Yeah, they kind of start charging in and like they start kind of like panning down side streets and stuff because you guys kind of came in from like one of the bigger main streets to go right down to make sure that there's one big straight ahead for the raptors to run down. So they start kind of plowing in. The stegos are, kind of going still with like the chunk because the raptors originally were kind of on the stegos, so their tails slapping and the Bronos are stomping and kind of taking out the bulk of it, while the three horns, the T-Rexes, the Triceratopses are kind of fanning through the town. And again, it's the dumbish kind of brother that you guys are riding on. Like, you guys are really smart. We should have done this a long time. This is just you guys just freaking like, this is just really smart. This is like using them eater tactics against them and stuff. Like, I don't know, like my brother was talking all day about how like he was really excited for this plan and like, oh well, we're here.
All day he was talking about it. He's like, this is a wonderful plan. I'm excited to be a part of it.
And it's kind of the temple is kind of like very Aztec. So like there's a bunch of stairs that I had to kind of like run up, and eventually like there's this giant stone double door. And as he gets really close and he kind of like pivots to his side, you know, just kind of stop, you know, getting that extra friction. And he's like coming within feet of the door, and you see, like you hear, don't touch it, okay, you can get off. Thank you. Okay. Good luck.
Is he talking in common or dinosaur?
He's talking in common to you guys, yeah.
Well, go
Trying
get
to
yourself a piece of them eaters.
Yeah. Okay.
Show him what a big tough guy you are.
I am big and tough. I am big. Starts flying down. Then he gets halfway down the stairs and he loses his footing and tumbles down. Brother didn't see, right? Did brother see? Did brother see?
You're good.
Okay, good. You are at giant stone door.
So if only one of us had knock. Dum, dum, dum. I don't think it's doing anything.
So, as your hand approaches the door, you yourself specifically are very intimate with the force of time, or time as a force, and you actually feel time slowing as your hand approaches the door.
Oh, bollocks.
PTSD time!
And it's like, you know, like Matrix bullet time starting to go, like your hand starts to slowly approach the door. So like within inches, and you're like, ugh. And in the distance, as your hand is approaching the door, and like it's almost like you've already committed, like, you know, you've made the movement in your mind, but your hand, you know, your body's not quite getting there as fast as you want. In the distance, everything seems like it's still moving in normal time, and all of a sudden you hear the sounds of T-Rexes start popping and breaking out of buildings and stuff. And you know, like a half dozen T-Rexes start just popping up out of the there's a couple on side streets. You see one's head bust out of the top of like one of the wooden roofs, and just you hear the sound of slaughter as T-Rexes and Stegos, you know, the more raptors are coming from the sides of the villages, and all these eaters are now swarming back in on all the herbivores basically. And then your hand touches the door, and boom! All of a sudden, you guys are inside the building.
Oh no. We killed all the tribes. Oops.
Hang on a second. I thought I had the dog walk down. Gun. Good boy. Sorry, buddy.
Assume the trash. Probably the three horns. My assumption would be the only ones who would be dumb enough to stay for that.
Oh, the other ones were still mostly on the edge. So,
No.
on the perimeter there. So yes, all of a sudden you're inside this giant stone room, and you hear this echo booming voice. I've been waiting for you.
Oh, lovely.
I've felt your presence since you've arrived on the island.
Okay. I don't know the details of specifically why we're here. That would be Tristan over there.
Who are you and why have you come?
We have come from the Dragon's Tail Guild.
Which Dragon's Tail Guild?
Silver?
Silver Dragon Tail.
Ah. Welcome to the gold.
Oh.
Why did they send you?
We seek the Copper Knight.
You have found him.
Kaelana of the Hunters
Hmm.
told us to seek you out.
Kielana. That was one of Roger's friends.
Yes. Osric also recommended that we seek your guidance.
Osric. One of the few wise that I have met so far. And what makes you worthy to come and find me?
A dark dragon knight is plaguing the land.
You speak of Clovis?
Oh, you know him too. Oh, lovely. He got around. Apparently made more friends.
Yes. Well,
If I remember correctly, that is why we're here to recruit him for his assistance.
there are only a few who are chosen that can be of any aid to me at this point. I pray for your safety, that you are those chosen. And all of a sudden, everything goes black, and the darkness starts to again kind of fade back, and you're now in another room. But you feel like you can almost, like, you know how, like, sometimes, like, when you're in, like, pitch dark, you feel like you can sense, like, space around you, or, like, you know, like, I feel like there's a wall over here. You kind of, like, you're all perfectly illuminated, but everything around you is black. You feel almost like you're in an enclosed space, but everything is just dark. You can't see anything but each other. And all of a sudden, it's like images start rolling past you, as if like you're like basically the equivalent of like almost like on like a holodeck or inside like some sort of like, you know, holographic projection, like virtual room. Like things are scrolling past you, like someone's just playing with a computer, just scrolling images past until eventually they gets to the right one.
Oh, so Willy Wonka's trippy tunnel.
Yeah. All of a sudden, you know, like these, you know, these blurry, you know, images and shapes and everything kind of rolls past you, and eventually, boom, you're back in the main room or tavern of like the Silver Dragentail Guild. Your banner is still hanging on the wall. Welcome, Clovis. The door is kicked in, and Clovis is standing there. You look around. You see Orion. You see Agatha. You see everyone that was part of the council that you had talked to before leaving, save for Osric. Osric is not in the room. Clovis, I have come for Osric.
Does he comment on my banner?
I have come for Osric and no. Oh, is that for me?
I worked really hard on that thing. I might have been drunk when I did it, but still, I worked really hard.
Not the point. I worked hard.
Me and Bartok, we just put so much work into this.
So he was like, you know, I've come for Osric. And Bartok, I'm like, surprise!
Little confetti poppers go off.
Jorell would have been mad at me if I didn't do that. But then he just drops everything and pulls out this giant 2-way maul.
Yes.
So you have this big standoff. Jorell again is in the doorway. The door.
Clovis.
I'm sorry. Clovis is standing in the doorway. The doors have actually been blown off their hinges. All the members of the council, in addition to Bartog, are all standing basically like, you know, the big epic standoff kind of pose. Most of them are, you know, wielding weapons. The image fades away and refades up with several of them unconscious on the ground, several of them missing from the room, and Clovis kind of standing there, and now in the middle of the room, holding Orion by the scruff of his shirt. Tell me where Osric is. Orion spits in his face. I'd rather die.
Orion sounds like the kind of guy being more like snarky comments, like, we sent him to Disneyland. Have you checked your backside?
So he kind of spits into Clovis's face, which kind of just disappears into like the empty magical darkness of, like, you know, the space between his helmet. He doesn't really seem to have a face, just these two fiery eyes. I'll find him eventually, regardless if I have to go through your entire guild. Blood kind of comes down, it just drools out of Orion's mouth. It's like, you've pretty much already gone through most of my guild. The room fades to black again, and it's just little flashes, like a movie montage flash kind of thing of it, and it cuts to like random dead bodies of people that you haven't met, like scattered across like different like terrains. Like in the woods, there shows a couple dead bodies, boom, boom. And in the desert, you see a couple dead bodies, boom, boom. In the
Clovis's wake.
Basically like you didn't realize, they didn't tell you, but you're quickly getting the impression like he's already wiped out almost this whole guild.
That's nice. That's why there's nobody else.
Yeah, like they kept playing it up like, oh well, you guys are the ones that are here, but like really you're the ones that are left. Is the impression that you're getting from like these quickly these flashes. The Copper Knight boomy voice starts to kind of talk over these random images. Like, you see, you're just the ones that they had available. I think you're just more fodder. I'm not sure that you're anything special. But regardless, it's not for me to decide. I don't know how much you've been able to had a chance to learn about the Dragontail Guild, but there are 5. One for each of the 5 great metallic dragons. This is the first. This is the gold. This is where most of the knowledge that are on this world about my kind exists. And this place has a mind of its own. It is alive. And it will judge. I hope you are worthy. And boom, you're back. All the images are gone. It's dead silent. You're, again, just that black room. Each of you are illuminated. And nothing else.
We're special enough. We have faced Clovis and stand here to tell the tale.
I don't know if that's how I would phrase it, young cleric. It seemed that you faced him, but you did not fight him. He turned his back on you, as if you were insignificant bugs, and walked away, not even worthy of killing.
We were
and boom, all of a sudden that image pops up. Like, it's like you guys are watching yourselves. You see that whole scene play out where Clovis was there, he was talking with Jorell, and then all of a sudden he just turns around and walks away, and leaving, some shadows and zombies in his wake.
Dear Lord, do I really look that emaciated?
I'm old!
You've gotten better.
Oh, thank you. I mean, I just... Oh.
I wonder why you all thought I was some old hag.
Well, that clears things up.
I kind of say, with a double meaning behind it, those in power often underestimate us. It's become one of our greatest strengths. Implying to him that not only did Clovis underestimate us, but so is he.
Well said, Bear.
He was definitely not expecting that banner.
Oh, critical hit to the feels.
Someone remembered me. Jorell does like me. There'll be a moment of love later on that'll save the day.
That's one of those little, like video game choices, like,
That's right.
Plot for his downfall. Oh, surprise party. He will remember this.
You definitely have a skill in leaving death in your wake. And the room, again, it's very much like kind of like the telescope, like pulling in to like focus kind of thing. So like it's like things are way off in the distance, and then boom, all of a sudden it's pulled up around you, and you can see what's going on outside. Granted, it's happening in very slow motion. He's like, time works differently in here. But out there, your newly recruited compatriots are dying, and you see, again, like a half dozen T-Rexes slowly chomp, chomp, chomp. T-Rex is fighting back. Some of the brontosaurus, one of the brontosauruses have decided to try to go in and tail slap a few. And again, this is all happening in very slow motion, but you can see, the scene playing out, and then it pulls away.
They die free on their own terms,
But they
like
die.
warriors.
Yes, justify it how you might.
Well, hold on. Wheel that back a little bit more. Aside from this battle that's going on outside, what other death have we actually left in our wake that was intentionally caused by us? That wasn't already an undead thing?
Yes. I just say that you have a knack for coming out of sticky situations, which could be a good thing. But, again, there's...
You see a sailor get pitched over the side of the ship. This will keep you safe.
Once again, even though this has nothing to do, like, this is, not directly caused by you guys, but again, like, it feels like he's just trying to, like, play up this big guilt trip kind of thing. It flashes between all these dead, different, like, guild members again, like, around the world. Flashes to Clovis, holding Orion by the scruff of the neck, which, again, it never fully plays out this scene. It shows this several times of, like, this moment where it's implied that Orion doesn't pull through, but we never see like an end shot, and pops through, and then again, boom, black room. You're about to say something, so
No.
okay. So because I like to think myself benevolent, I will give you the choice. You can leave, or you can face the trials. But again, I have no control over the trials. Once they have begun, it is between you and fate.
I don't think we came here to walk away.
I mean, whatever. Fate, I've been in these situations before. Come on.
And now let the trials begin. Presiding, the Honorable Judge Wapner. Dun, dun, dun.
I've never been in a trial like this before. You don't have records that go that far back.
Okay, so it is decided. You will face the trials. Now, I don't know how much of this will hurt. I've never had to face them. Honestly, I've never bore witness to them before.
Would you like to join us?
Yes, I know, right?
Mizr asks.
I'm with Mizr. Come on. It's a learning experience for all of us.
But this is not for me.
So you've passed the trial of the island without ever having to be part of the trial of the island? That doesn't make sense.
I've had to face my own trials, and I'm sure they were much, much worse than you were about to face.
How quaint.
Yes, Druid. My trials were much, much worse, but we're not here to talk about it. So let us begin.
About to have a pissing contest.